I think the value in adversity is the fact that you learn the most about yourself when you're going through a really hard time. You learn your point of when you want to give up. You learn the ability to be able to push on and challenge yourself and to continue to walk forward. Even though it's incredibly hard or it's challenging or it's scary or whatever fears you have and insecurities that are coming out, you learn how to deal and manage those.
Emu Gully, because we come from a totally different education philosophy, is let's have a go, let's have a crack, let's experience this activity. Don't know what the outcome's going to be. And that creates now something about adventure, exploring. I'm not trying to pass a test or learn this information. I'm just having a go. And in the exploring, in the discovering, in the experiencing, they discover things about themselves that they didn't even know existed. They discover things about one another. They see new opportunities.
Hey, we're talking about character, and they're nice words. Courage, mateship, sacrifice, perseverance. And we could sit here all day and talk about those words. But to actually demonstrate them, you've got to feel them. And to feel them, you've got to be in a situation that challenges those things. So you can't use courage unless you're a little scared. You can't persevere unless something's actually gone wrong or been a little tough. So the biggest learning moments were when things didn't go well, when things didn't quite work.
So don't want the right answer, but would love the real honest answer. Cool? All right, so how long did you have?
35 minutes.
Did we get there?
Nope.
Okay, do we call it a fail?
No.
Okay, well if you didn't get there in the time, explain to me how it's not a fail.
Well, because it's a learning experience and we had to persevere along the way with the challenges we faced.
Correct, but did we get the outcome?
No.
Okay, so did we fail? Correct,
Yes.
yep, failed, we failed.
Some of our activities are created for those moments. And so we didn't mind a group completely bombing out, because you sit down in the debrief and go, hey, what happened there? Oh man, we didn't listen, or we talked over each other, or we were dominant, or we were rude, or whatever it was. And then there'd be a mutual agreed commitment. Hey, let's do something about that. That wasn't real useful, let's fix it. And so there came the growth.
And in that is the opportunity to be empowered, to go, you know what, I found something in me that exists there I didn't know it existed, and that's character. And now if I harness that, I'll be able to actually walk through life a little bit better, empowered, I guess, because always character will take you through challenge and adversity and pressure.
That's good. Anyone say you functioned well as a team? No. Great, so everyone's on the same page. Yeah. You function pretty ordinary as a team.
The thing that this camp does is it brings that to the surface. I think children defer that if they don't like a decision, they'll get mum and dad to make it, or they'll get the teacher to make it, or they'll just run away. But Emu Gully forces us to actually look at our decision and say, well, you can do this or this. They'll both have consequences, and they'll both be your consequences. So the language of young people starts to change. You know, they start to talk to each other about making the right decision, reaping what you sow, you know, these ancient pieces of wisdom that we all know very well. And then all of a sudden the lights go on and they think, hey, I have been letting fear, for example, determine my friendships, my responses, my difficulties with failure. So it comes back down to a young person's choices. And I think this stays with us for the rest of our lives, always learning the power of our choice.
Pacey Hammond was a young man who attended our biggest camp ever. He was one of 400 young people here for 8 days. Now, normal anxiety is part of going to camp. There's physical challenges, there's sleeping in dorms, there's new food, there's new people. But Pacey's anxiety was next level. On his previous school camp, he went to Canberra, and his mum had to take a late night flight from the Gold Coast to Canberra to pick him up. he couldn't stay overnight. In fact, Pacey had never even stayed overnight at a friend's house. After some early challenges, bit of support and some success, Pacey stayed on camp, and he participated in every single activity, and he achieved outstanding success. His mum was moved to tears with hearing the stories of success and the fact that she didn't have to come and pick him up. Perhaps the most moving comment was that Pacey was determined to leave his past behind him and create a better future for himself, to become a better man. Here at Emu Gully, we shape great Australians, and Pacey is a great Australian. He's one of many thousands of young people who've engaged in the Emu Gully experience and had the opportunity to learn about our proud heritage and demonstrate the character values that have become an integral part of our way of life.
I want us to grow in every way we can do. I want the experience to grow. I want us to learn how we can further impact kids, so that not just say 20 or 30% go, wow, that was life-changing, but 80 or 90% say, wow, that was life-changing.
The amount of ownership the students have on the learning that's happened.
Is building relationships with the kids and seeing them build a relationship with each other.
The participants are challenging themselves.
If the kids are really into it, it's really awesome.
You see the kids coming together and wanting to actually help out.
You know, they're all putting in, everybody's in there helping, and it's not, oh, I feel like I should help, it's I want to help.
Pushed. You see that teamwork come together from each activity, and at the end there's just this great camaraderie.
The kid who comes on camp with the don't care attitude, but then chooses to opt in to his future.
When students realise something for themselves, that little aha moment that they take home with them.
Is when that young person gets on the bus and they have an awareness of something that they've done themselves.
Young people need opportunities to grow outside of the classroom environment. There's too much at stake to ignore that reality. That's why we're committed to providing the Emu Gully experience for as many young people as possible. We're 25 years in, but our story is just beginning. We want the Emu Gully experience to be accessible across Australia and New Zealand, and perhaps even further abroad. We want dozens of sites run by hundreds of facilitators, conducting thousands of programs for tens of thousands of young people. We want to provide them all with the opportunity to connect with history, to rise when challenged, and to take responsibility for who they become. We want to shape great Australians.